On the Record is going late night. Earlier, Craig Ferguson went on the record. He's host of the Late Late Show, the author of a new book, American on Purpose, which hits bookstores tomorrow, but is available at midnight tonight online.
Hello, Greta. How are you? I'm very disappointed that you're not here.
I know. Well, I'm disappointed as well, but let me hold up your brand new book.
Oh, okay.
And the first thing I've got to say to you is, of course, you're very proud to be a naturalized American. You're proud to be a Scot, too, I know from the last page of the book, but also proud to be an American. Why?
Because it's being an American is something that I've wanted to be for a very long time, probably since I saw the moon landing when I was a child. And I thought that at that time I wanted to be an astronaut. It didn't really work out, but I wanted to be an astronaut, and I thought that if I threw my lot in with the Americans, it would be more likely than Scotland developing a space program in my lifetime. So from when I was about 7 years old, I wanted to be an American.
Well, it's interesting because in the book you even talk about how proud you were when you got a color NASA poster in the mail.
Yeah, well, NASA used to, when I was a kid, I sent off to NASA, and they sent back these big posters of all the planets and a Saturn V rocket and stuff, and it was so shiny and colorful. A lot of my childhood was in sepia tone and in black and white, so this kind of very vivid, exciting posters and information and pamphlets that came from NASA, it was really fantastic. I don't think they would do that anymore. Probably someone's, financially it probably doesn't make sense.
Well, it's fascinating reading the book because in January of '08, you become an American citizen. 2 months later, there you are palling around with the President of the United States.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't think that happens in other countries. I don't think they say, welcome to, Akhstan, and, there's the President. It's very interesting to me. It's a very welcoming culture we have, I think.
What do you think about meeting President Bush and Vice President Cheney at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in '08?
What did I think about it?
Yeah, you write a little bit about it, and it's fun to read about it, but what was it like?
It was very intimidating, to be honest. More with Vice President Cheney, who is that very kind of, kind of classic, kind of Bond villain presence, whereas President Bush was very friendly and very kind of candid and very kind of open. It was an interesting meeting. I was very intimidated by the setting, but the president himself was very friendly, very nice, very open man.
Well, it's interesting when reading the book because not only in the beginning you talk about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, how exciting that was, and then of course there's the sadness at the end with your mother, and in between we hear about your climb back from, I don't know how else to explain it, but I guess the hell of drinking too much.
That would be a good way to describe it. The hell of drinking too much, or maybe it was the hell of not being able to drink enough. It didn't. I couldn't get enough in me for it to work. So I think that it was a very difficult time. I was just concerned, and I am a bit concerned with this book coming out. And I think, oh no, it's another guy on TV talking about, my life sucked. I went to rehab. Everything's great. But my life sucked. I went to rehab, and everything's okay.
Well, why did it work for you? Why were you able to climb back from that?
I think that that getting out of the hell of active alcoholism was something that I didn't do alone. I had other people help me. I was desperate to not be the person that I had become. So I think there was a certain impetus in that. I didn't like myself. By the way, I'm not saying I like myself anymore now, but I don't hate myself to the point of drinking to suicidal excess.
Well, it's sort of interesting because you read in the beginning, you get to meet the president, the vice president, and it's White House Correspondents' Dinner, which incidentally, I was there. Then we go through the rather difficult challenge in your life. And you talk about how proud you are to be an American, a naturalized citizen. But then at the end, it's a little bit sad when you talk about your mother's death and being back in Scotland and seeing the country that you love as well.
Well, I think that there is anyone who has become a citizen, and I'm sure there are many watching now, and to become a citizen of the U.S. is a great honour and a great thrill, and it is a momentous occasion. But to leave the old world behind there's a sadness attached to it, and I think anyone who's become a citizen understands that. And what I didn't understand until I became an American citizen is that you can be your ethnicity and be an American, and that's different from any other country I can think of. America is, for me anyway, an aspiration, a philosophy, a way of being, a dream, where I'm from, it's more about, what happened hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and people grew up there. This is a young country, and I like a post-Enlightenment country. There's very few of them, and so there are attitudes here that exist that I'm very attached to emotionally. But there is a sadness about moving on from the past. It doesn't mean that you don't want to. It just occurs.
Well, the book has a great cover, as I'm holding up for the viewers again. They've got to see this. And, of course, the title, American on Purpose, couldn't be a better title. And, Craig, good luck with the book.
Thanks.
And, of course, with your show.
Thank you, Greta. And good luck with your show, too.